This is LA Kings Fan Talk, where we know nothing. And now, your hosts, Rodney, Rob, and Mike.
What is up, everyone? Well, I don't know about you guys, but it's feeling pretty good to be a Kings fan right now.
Woo-hoo.
With a shootout win against the Blues, an overtime win against the Devils, and now a 5-1 victory in Toronto against the legendary Maple Leafs. The Kings extend their winning streak to 5 games. Mike, what are your thoughts on the Kings' current winning streak?
Let's keep it rolling, man. I'm loving it. It's fun to watch. Jonathan Quick's been looking good, too. I don't think he's ready to give up his number one spot to Cal Peterson, so
Right.
Good competition. And there's competition up and down the lineup, which is amazing.
Rob, what do you think?
I think it's pretty awesome. I think we would run through some stretches last year where we put some streaks together, and it always coincided with secondary scoring. And I'm using the word secondary for the Kings as anyone but the first line.
Right.
And not top 6 stuff, but man, our second line, and I'm ready to eat as much crow as anyone wants to make me eat, because
Can you go ahead and hold up your I follow jersey?
it's like I'll say it over and over and over again. I do not hate anybody on the Kings at all. And if you're going to score like I follow is, I'll sing his praises every single time. I'll become
Let's
the
hear it,
biggest
man.
supporter.
Sing it louder. Sing it louder.
I don't know how to sing.
Yeah, but it's interesting you say like there's Kings secondary scoring, because the last couple games we're not getting any primary scoring, so we've needed that secondary scoring. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's good. Imagine if we get it all together. We're getting primary and secondary scoring. Wow. Look out.
You know, I know Kopitar's 14 points in 11 games just isn't cutting it. I know.
Yeah, he's got to step up his game. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
It's
need
in
more
the-
primary.
It's in his typical Slovenian slump. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Every game, he just keeps up picking up one more point here. Secondary assist tonight, just throwing it out there.
Speaking of one more point, how many points does my boy Athanasio have in 2 games? What does he have so far, Mike?
I don't know. We have 2 points right now?
Goal and 2 assists, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. And that's not your boy. Your boy's Ferk, who you want up.
That's
so
my
bad.
that's my boy. That's on the Reign, because the Kings don't want to have a great power play yet. They want to see what the kids can do before they have a good power play. So
I like the fact that it seems like someone that makes the lineup. So let's just call it Todd McClellan. I think he might listen to us. I think he watches the podcast with the whole Kempe on the first line with Kopitar, and even said something about Athanasiu, top 6 forward, throw him up there. Don't mind Kaliev. I wouldn't mind Kaliev going down to the 3rd line, even though he went to the 4th, whatnot. But
I think you're on to something there. I'm pretty sure he's not the only one that listens to us or watches our YouTube show, because we started talking smack about Iafallo. He starts scoring. Then we talk about Kempe. He starts scoring. It's almost like
Mikey
what king are we talking about next? Who should we talk about next?
And he says something about Mikey Anderson.
Yes, that's right.
Undeservedly too, because Mike, you're just mean. But yeah, Mikey Anderson again is playing
Right.
pretty well. But on the reverse of that, we were talking about Bjornfoot playing well, and he is playing well. He's continuing. It's not like reverse stuff where when we say someone's bad, they do good. Well, the good thing is when we're saying someone's good, they're not doing that bad still. So,
Right.
Speaking of like I said earlier, like competition, like, geez, don't get hurt, right? If you get hurt, good luck getting back in the lineup.
Yeah, true story. True story. That's a good thing, though.
And the Reign are like, what are the Reign? 8-0-1. All those guys chomping at the bit to come up.
Yeah.
and Rodney's well-documented bromance with Martin Ferk. He's AHL player.
Twitter.
He was named AHL Player of the Week.
I mean, there's a ton of people that are like, hey, you know what, career minor leaguer. He's just, one trick pony. But you know what? Even if he is a one-trick pony, Kings have a bunch of players that are zero-trick ponies, so I'd rather have a one-trick pony. Play him on the fourth line, but then play him on PP1. That's what I'm saying.
So what, you want to take Kaliev off the fourth line and replace him with Ferk?
That's who you're thinking is a zero-trick pony?
No, that's
Apparently that's who you think is a zero-trick pony. I don't think so.
no, that's
We're not going to have to remove anybody. Lazat's going to die. Oh my God, he gets killed every
Oh my God.
game.
Right.
The poor kid.
Yeah.
And it's almost
hard to
like if
watch.
people are annoyed by him and they want to see if they could throw him through the boards.
good for him though. He just gets right back up and keeps skating. But man, he takes some bad hits.
Yeah. He does, and it's gonna, the timing's gonna work out to where he's gonna take a hit. It's gonna have to be out, and we pull up whoever's playing best in Ontario. It's gonna be great. Or maybe give TJ Tynan a chance. He's sitting up.
Well,
there.
he's up. Yeah,
He's up already.
Yeah.
And what was he? He was the catalyst for the power play down in Ontario. And what are we worst at right now? Our power play. Why not?
Well,
throw
that's
him
what
in
I
there?
was. So, I know this isn't rain talk, but it still counts. But the Rain have scored a power play goal in every single game so far this season. So who's running it down there? Is it time to maybe get on the same page as our minor league team if they're having so much success?
Right.
I don't know. TJ Tynan, Martin Ferk, you're talking about two career AHLers. TJ Tynan was the AHL MVP last year, and
Yeah.
he never played with Colorado. So
So you're saying that's the reason why we're doing so well is because we got the MVP of the league?
no, I just don't like, oh, let's pull up these 29-year-old minor leaguers when we have plenty of kids that need to get exposed.
So what you're saying is, let's just
That's
trade all our
what I
kids and fill up the Rain with a bunch of career minor leaguers, and they're going to win the Calder Cup. Is that what you're saying?
No. They brought in TJ Tynan exactly for what he needs to do. He needs to be the leadership down in Ontario.
Is there a
'Cause last year
chance?
there was no leadership last year, and they were all first-year players, and obviously they had a rough
So-
season.
Is
So
there
Southern-
is there even a slight chance, instead of just like regurgitating something you read on somebody else's article or heard in somebody else's podcast, is there a chance that both these kids or 29-year-olds were not coached or not put in the right situation to succeed, and now the Kings are able to do that? They just haven't done yet. Is there a chance?
I don't understand. We have the number one prospect pool, and you're talking about two 29-year-olds.
Okay, so I'll fight you right now, Mikey, about this.
That's fine.
Red
You
Wings.
guys want to
Red Wings, back when you were in your diapers still,
Yeah.
the Red Wings were really, really
They
good
ran
for
guys.
a really. Are you gonna let me
guys,
talk,
and
or are you
that's-
gonna
I'm
just
fine-
talk
I'm
over
fine
me?
with
I
that.
don't understand why you're talking when I'm trying to make a point.
Do we
The
need a
Red
con?
Wings-
Do we need a virtual conch?
I think so. The Red Wings were so good for so many years because they would let their young kids actually cook a while inside their minor league system. And a while means they weren't getting pulled up until they were 24 years old. And you're sitting here going, let's put in all the teenagers because that's what we need. They need
I'm not
leadership,
saying
and
that.
there's no
I'm not saying
leadership
that.
down there.
I'm
So-
not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. What
I
I'm
don't know what you're
is-
saying because you're talking when I'm talking all the time, so it's kind of hard to hear.
I'm all for overcooking. They overcooked Kapari, and look, he's playing great now. But Kapari came up for 2 seasons, saw a couple games, and now he's playing good, right? Am I right?
Are you right that Kapari's playing great now? That he has scored he has 4 points in
But he
11
looks like,
games, and he's great.
I'm not saying great. I'm saying
You said great.
he looks like an NHLer, right? Back to your Red Wings argument that they kept him in the minors. What is he, like 22 now? Right? So they let him overcook. He spent 3 seasons down there. I'm all for that. All I'm saying is you have other guys that probably deserve another chance. Anderson Dolan, 22-year-old. Maybe we should know what's going to happen in his future. But you guys are talking about 29-year-olds to save the day. We
I haven't said anything about 29 years old.
If we should give those kids a chance, they should make us give them a chance. Why are they not outscoring the 29-year-olds? What's up with that? If they're that good, they can outscore the 29-year-olds.
All right, cool. Bring up Ferk. So who are you going to send down?
How old's Lucas Raymond?
Yeah, he's even younger.
Yeah, and he outscored all the 29-year-olds in their farm system, so he deserves to be on their big club.
Right.
Unlike the Rangers, you just throw all the kids in there, and look how bad all their first-round picks are doing. Next.
Okay, so you would bring up Furk. Who you bringing Furk up? Who you sending down?
Grunstrom. We might not even need to send Grunstrom down because Lazat's going to get killed in the next few games. So there's that.
Yep. And I don't care. I didn't say bring up TJ Tynan. I'm not even saying Furk. I said Rodney has the bromance,
Yeah.
but I also believe that, hey, if Furk deserves a chance, if he's down there saying, I'm ready to go, because he has NHL tools. So and if you don't agree with that, then I'm not so sure you know what you're talking about. But and I'm not just saying because he could slap a puck 110 miles an hour, but no one else in the world can. He has NHL tools, and if he's ready, then we might need to see him. And who's not being productive? You know, it's hard to say about the fourth line guys not being productive because fourth line guys are in the 10 minutes that fourth liners play. You know, so it's going to be tough. Always makes. But right now, I don't want to bring anybody up. Don't touch anything.
Right.
5 games in a row, don't do anything.
Mine is more along the lines of what are the Kings lacking in right now, and right now to me it's their power play.
Just
So
FYI.
so who on the rank can help fix their power play, and that's the guy that comes to mind.
Martin Furk has played 118 NHL games and has 18 goals. So
Right, in the wrong systems, put in the wrong situations, not on the power play. Yeah. You play him in the wrong spot, that's going to happen. Look at Velarde. They put him down in the fourth line. Look what happened to him.
But
thanks for proving my point, Mike.
Mike, you know I'm going to be on your side now for this too. I'll be on both sides of the fence. I don't care.
I just don't get it.
When we need Arvidsson back, that's who can help our power play.
Yeah, I think Kopitar needs Arvidsson. Kings are 5-0 right now, man.
No, Lemieux's 6-0.
Yeah,
that's good point. Good point. Yeah, that's the real reason.
We have too many guys as it is. We have to figure out who's going to get shipped out.
Package deal. That's
happening, Mike.
Yeah, there you go. Package Martin Furk.
Why do you think we're doing all these paper transactions? We got all these guys. We're doing all these transactions, saving up money, so when it gets close to the trade deadline, we'll have enough money to actually pay the person we're getting when we send all these young kids away.
And then you can finally get Martin Furk on the Kings, and he'll do nothing and get sent down.
Package deal. We're gonna do 2 package deals. We're gonna get a superstar defenseman, and we're gonna get a superstar forward.
I'll agree with you, Mike. If they bring Furk up and they don't put him on the power play, he'll probably will do nothing. But if you put him on that power play, we'll jump up to the top 10 power play in the league.
Build in those excuses. Go for it.
Yeah. It's easy to say when he's down on the rain. So, right.
There's a reason he's not in the NHL. People smarter than ourselves are keeping him in Ontario. So
great point, Mike. Great point. Yeah. There's a lot of people smarter than us that know a whole lot more than us, and this is just the fan side of it. Rodney's allowed to like Furk, but back to the point.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
You're still allowed to like whoever the hell you like for any reason you like.
That's true.
Just because Furk isn't pretty, he's not a pretty boy like Doughty or who else.
Yeah,
or I follow.
Doughty and I follow just so pretty, and I love them.
Yeah,
that's like I don't know. It's like the argument, like, oh, Austin Wagner on the fourth line. It's like, who cares about Austin Wagner? He plays like 7 minutes a game. Set him down. Like, it's not a big deal if we lose him or whatnot.
Is there is there a fourth person on our YouTube show that's talking about bringing up Wagner? Because I haven't heard any of us say that. Who are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying like last year or whatever, or the beginning of the season when it was talks about Wagner going down.
You know, we have Wagner on our team. We have the version of Wagner that can score, and that's Athanasio. So I'd prefer that version.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I do agree with you, Mike, when it does get a little, I don't know, annoying when people do talk about the fourth line. Like, does it really matter? It does, but on the other hand, it does matter. If you take a look at Stanley Cup champion teams, their fourth line is usually way better than their opponent's fourth line. Their third line is more times than not more productive than their opponent's third line. And when the Kings won their 2 cups, it was a 4-line, just dominating, grinding team. All 4 lines were out there, and we had that 4th line that could go out there. And even though it was just 10 minutes, 12 minutes, it was a really, really good 12 minutes out of that 4th line. And if we need guys to come up to do well, then that's what we need.
But typically, they're not going to make or break your team, especially trying to make the playoffs.
So
I don't know. Like I said, I might stand by the statement. You need a good 4th line to be a playoff team.
right.
I think you need to be able to roll 4 lines, but I don't know. Whatever.
Going back to today's game, there's something I really liked about the game. So for the last few games, even though the Kings were able to win, it's like they took the first 2 periods off, lulled the other team to sleep, decided to play in the 3rd period, won those games. But today, they just came out shooting, skating. It was really good to see.
And today, it was the exact opposite against the Leafs.
Right.
They instead of lulling them to sleep, they slapped them in their face,
Right.
woke them up, and then they had to just hold on for dear life.
Right.
Yeah, that 3rd period at points seemed like they were definitely holding on for dear life.
Oh, yeah. End of the 2nd, beginning of the 3rd, most of the 3rd, actually. They look pretty good. I'm excited about these kids. I don't even know who to trade now. Like, if I was the general manager, I'm like, I don't know. What do you think, Mike? If you could trade 3 of these kids for a top forward or defenseman at the trade deadline, what 3 are you giving up right now?
I'm not worried about that.
You can't pick right now, right? You can't pick right now.
Yeah, all I'm thinking about is Arvidsson's going to return soon. So I feel like he'll get back on the top line, and I think Kempe's going to take Grundstrom's spot on the 3rd line. Arvidsson's going to come back, and we're going to have to move him. I just see Kempe moving back down to the 3rd line. In love with the
so let's say we bring up Arvidsson. What do you do with Kempe now? Now that the 2nd line is looking pretty good.
Yeah, I like Anthony Seal on the 2nd line. So like I said, you got to move him to the 3rd line. Right?
Okay, so what's your who do you bump off the 3rd?
Grundstrom.
Well, you're gonna have to make room anyway. Once he do you throw him on waivers? He's one of the few players that hasn't
somebody's
cleared.
going on waivers.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to. You if you want to, you could send Kaliev down, but I don't see why you would.
I don't know. I feel like Kaliev has 3 goals. Let him keep running. 4th line, get some time on the power play, or move him to the 3rd line with Kempe and Kapari and move more to the 4th line. I'd rather see Kaliev get more games than Grundstrom.
I do like that the Kings sent a few players down early that have cleared waivers, so we have that flexibility to bring, like Clegg and Strand and those players, up and send them back down to the minors when needed.
I'm so confused about anything and everything. I am even confused about what we're talking about as far as, why we're even talking about sending guys down, up, down. We
just won 5 games in a row.
We just won
5 games in a row, people. What are you guys talking about?
So,
all right, now that we got all the negatives out of the way,
I'm telling you, let's talk positives.
All right.
Mikey Anderson, Bjornfoot.
Solid.
They've played well the last few games.
Solid.
It's
Mikey
awesome,
Anderson,
awesome.
I counted 2 or 3 times where he was solid, like checking Matthews into the boards. I was like, good job, Mikey. Kempe flying around out there. He was flying around most of the game. It's good to see.
I'm liking Clegg and Edler together too.
My God, Edler. He just randomly just smashes people.
Yes.
I know.
It's kind of
Like it.
awesome.
He's like, I'm done with this shift.
Yeah.
I'm too.
There's a guy right
he's like,
there.
I'm too
just
old
gonna
for this
lean
shit.
on
I'm
him.
just gonna.
Yeah.
It's so good to see. He got the Toronto fans, chanting, "This is bullshit" to the refs or something because of somebody killed in the corner today. That was funny to see.
Our defense is doing pretty well right now. And here we are. We're talking about all of this other stuff, and the goaltending. Quick won the game tonight. Plain and simple. He beat the Leafs.
He looked great.
He's looked good. Hey, the goaltending's looked good in every single game except that
St. Louis, the Blues.
Yeah,
game?
St. Louis, the seven goal game against St. Louis.
Right.
That's the only game they haven't looked good. They've looked good. A couple of our losses, they've played plenty well to win.
Enough to win, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a big time positive.
Before tonight, I was wondering what Kings player we should talk smack about to get them going so they would start scoring. And I was going to bring up Moore, but all he needed was to play against his old team. So we got to think somebody else.
I'll just keep it going. I'll still talk crap about Kempe. Kempe scored an empty netter.
Right.
He didn't play. I don't think he played all that great tonight. But so if you want me to talk crap, come on, Kempe. Top 6 forward, do better.
Yeah, I mean, he has was that his 4th goal tonight or his 3rd? It might have been his 4th. I might have been looking at old stats.
He had 3 goals and 3 assists coming into tonight.
Yeah, Micah was making a point that Kaliev is as productive on 4th line minutes as Kempe, and I agree with him.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, I just feel like his inconsistency is going to get him traded. Kempe.
I'm going to try and run the risk of irritating our 17 followers.
Yeah.
The 17 people that watch this podcast, and I'm going to try and make the statement: Kaliev is just built different. Every single podcast. I've said it since day one.
Yeah.
In the first one, I said I will name my next child Kaliev, just because it's a cool name. That's how much I like the kid. But I'm also understanding that he is young, and if we need to send him back down to cook a little longer, I'm okay with that.
Even if we cook him for another year, right? He would fit perfect right next to Iafallo and Danault.
Yeah. Oh man. Speaking of positives.
Yep. Here we go. Let's talk about your boy.
Well, let's talk about first Danault. Face-off specialist, right?
Right.
Defensive,
coming into the night, 59% on
defensive guy. This and he might have Toronto's number, obviously, from last year's playoffs with Montreal. But he actually was fun to watch tonight.
He was.
It was fun. It was fun watching.
He was.
Did you notice 3rd period we're on the penalty kill? There's like 40 seconds left in the penalty kill, and they throw out Kopitar and Danault together on the kill. I was like, good luck scoring on these guys.
Right.
Yeah, that's how awesome is that to have those two guys. I hope they actually start doing that a little more. I would love to start seeing that little tandem go out there
late in the game, trying to hold the lead.
Yep.
Sure.
Hell, how about penalty kill together too?
And we let up a couple late goals to go into overtime past couple games,
gross.
But it's understandable with a young team, right? I mean, the good news is we flipped it around, we won.
So I was thinking about that too, of how last couple seasons Kings teams lose those games.
Oh yeah.
And talking about turning corners and light at the ends of tunnels, winning those 2 games actually made it a promising sign that maybe we are pretty good.
I'm reading along on the Leafs message boards during the game, and the things they're saying are cracking me up. They know Danault's going to destroy them. They're like, of course Danault's destroying us. He's got our number. Of course Moore is going to score on us. What's next? Is Grunstrom going to score a hat trick on us? I don't know. It feels good living in Leafs pain.
Yeah. That's what I was telling you about too, is all over Twitter after the Leafs game was analytics puts us winning 75% of all simulations. I'm thinking, what the hell does that even mean?
Yeah.
It's the Kings just beat you. Get over it. And they're talking. They just talk so much. The Leafs fan base has got to be one of the worst. It's got to be one of the worst.
Watching Matthews though, he is scary out there.
You're talking about his mustache?
Yeah, jeez.
Is that what you're talking about? I understand it's Movember and everything, but that's a scary
Just
looking.
his scoring ability, man.
So what is it? Is it no shave November? Is it Movember, or is it no nut November?
It's all those. It's whatever company is running the promotion at the time. That's what they want to call it. But it all has to do with not shaving.
Whatever your little heart desires, Rob.
Well,
Yeah.
I
No
I
shave?
kind of like the no shave November stuff simply because of the whole don't use any toiletries that you use when you shave. And for the month, say you spend just $10 on shaving cream and razors a month,
Right.
donate $10 to men's cancer research, testicular cancer, prostate cancer, stuff like that. That's what it came about, right? That's why
Right.
No Shave November came about. That's what is all. But then all this other stuff, I think, is the no nut November is just kind of stupid, and the Movember.
I don't go in those forums. I don't know what you're talking about.
But the Movember stuff is just, I thought is just a play off of the No Shave November. But
It's all the same, different foundations, but it's all towards research for men's cancers and whatnot.
yeah, because women have their breast cancer month.
That's right.
And us men needed something.
Right?
Yeah.
Me too. It's the hashtag men's Me Too movement.
Yeah.
There it is. You wanted to get political. We just got political.
Yeah, there you go.
Bam. Can we just talk stats real fast? Just
Let's go.
Not bad, not good, but just Kopitar, 12 games, 15 points.
Right.
I follow 12 games, 12 points.
You a point per game right now?
Who? What?
I follows a point per game.
Yep, as of right now, yeah.
That seems like a lot for a guy making $4 million, right?
No, that's great value. For sure. You want to bet money he doesn't end up with 82 points?
Yeah.
You do? You want to bet that?
No, I'm just kidding.
Dano, 8 points in his 12 games. And then from there, Kempe and Brown both have 7 in their 12 games. So our top 6 is doing a decent enough job, which is why we have a decent enough record. We're in a playoff spot as of right now. If that changes, if that production changes, I think our playoff position obviously will go ahead and change. It's a direct correlation. We score more than one line scores, we have chance of winning games.
The goals are coming from all over right now, so it's good. Just got to keep it up.
You want to nitpick?
Nitpick, please.
We have one defensive goal, I believe. And that's from a guy that's not going to play for another 2 months.
Right.
I think Dowdy's goal is the only goal, if someone wants to check that.
That sounds right. I don't think anybody, I was looking at it right now. Hold on.
Calling it now. Clegg will score his first goal this year against the Canadians tomorrow.
There you go. You said, who are we going to bash?
Let's go kill
Try and light a
Clegg.
fire. Let's bash defensive production.
Yeah.
We need goals from
Yeah.
defensemen.
We can't bash their defensive play because they're doing
Right, 'cause
pretty
they're playing well.
solid. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to bash anyone because I actually like our defensemen. I like them all.
Yeah.
Even Olimata. I don't understand the Olimata hate.
He's been solid the last couple games.
Who's the worst defenseman right now? Who's playing subpar? I have my answer. When you look at who he is, how many minutes he's playing, how much money he's making, who's not pulling their weight?
I think they're all pulling their weight, but
I think you're
The
probably
least.
talking
The
about-
least.
the
of
least,
them.
I would still say Mata, even though he's doing
We're
good.
nitpicking.
Even though he's still doing good, I would say Mata. He still has the lowest plus minus on the Kings. If you keep track of those sorts of things. Not overly physical. He's not scoring anything, but he's still playing pretty solid. I can't complain too much about our defenseman right now.
Okay, since you answered that, you have to go the other side now. Who's earning their money the most?
Last few games, I'd say Toby
Not last for game. Just give me all together
altogether.
for the season so far.
Altogether, I would say I'm gonna say old man Edler just because of what he's bringing to the table at his age and the minutes they're playing him. He's up there. Bjornfoot has really stepped up. after we called out Anderson, he's really stepped up since then. Can't complain too much other than a lack of scoring from our defensemen.
All right, Mikey, your turn.
Same question. So I think the one I want to see more out of, who was probably most disappointed in,
Yeah,
was
that's
probably
good.
Matt Roy.
Oh, I love you, Mike.
Because he's making the most money out of the defenseman now, and he's the least impactful right now.
We just became brothers.
Yeah. And then well, the second part too is exceeding, right?
Yeah. Who's pulling their weight?
It's between Bjornfoot or Clegg, but if you're gonna talk dollars, I think Clegg's the
Value.
making the least amount of money, right, of the defensemen.
It not by much though. When you're talking about
Yeah,
those two guys.
I want to say his contract's at like 735 K, and I think Bjornfoot's closer to 9. So
Right,
for
that's
that
what I'm
reason,
saying. They're both in the six figures, so it's really the same
yeah.
thing.
But because he is the least paid defenseman right now, I would say he's probably exceeding the most. I think Edler's exactly what he's exceeding his expectations of what we signed him for. Not by a lot, but he was supposed to be the sixth defenseman, more leadership role, a little more physical. And because of the injuries, he's had to step up and play more minutes. So I think he's exceeding that. Not by a lot. I'd probably stick with Clegg or Bjornfoot.
I don't see. I'm just a normal fan, and so I don't know the answer to these things, but I think it's kind of cool. And back to the question for me, I agree with you, Mike, 100%. That's why that's why I kind of wanted to ask the question, because it's one of those things where I'm so happy with the defense. I don't know who to nitpick, and I don't know who I like. I like them all, and it's hard to say. But the greatest thing, speaking of value, I think a really cool number is we've just won 5 in a row with a defense of payroll 13.3 million.
Right? That's impressive.
Yeah.
Isn't that is there anyone making 13 million for just one person?
Right.
Some of those defensemen that just signed, I know there's some north of 10 million, right?
You know,
Yeah,
value wise,
David's up there.
we're just about ready to complete our 5th YouTube show
Yeah.
with a total payroll of 0. So I think that's pretty impressive in itself too. So real talk. Let's say tomorrow, both of our boys, Velarde and Arvidsson, come out of their COVID protocol. What do you do, Coach Mike?
Well, TJ Tynan goes down, right?
Okay, that's one move. What else do you do?
I mean, it's probably Gunstrom, unless you're going to send down Kelly.
So you say Tynan gets sent down, Grunstrom goes on waivers to send him to Ontario.
Yeah, they'll probably just play it safe though and send down Kaliev.
Rob, what do you think?
Just to make it easy, yeah. If go ahead and send down Tynan, scratch Grunstrom. I'm
No, because they got to send somebody else down. They can't scratch him.
Send Kaliev down.
Yeah.
I don't want him wasting on the fourth line. I want him razzle dazzle.
Right.
I want him getting some minutes. But he's got such a great shot, and he's so good on the power play.
Yep.
But Velarde, I don't know if Velarde cracks the lineup again, but I definitely got it. I mean, whether we like it or not, Arvidsson has to go. Payroll forces us to use him.
Yeah, he's got to go back up. I don't know. Maybe put Velarde on the third line with Kempe on the other wing. Something.
Athanasiou, I do think he's one of our top 6 forwards, because I still don't think our top 6 forwards are all that great.
Right.
But
yeah,
no, screw it. He stays. I like it. Kempe, he gets the axe. Kempe gets the axe. He's going down to the third line.
Right.
He has to do better.
Yeah.
He does.
But that's a good third. I mean, if you got Kempe, Kapari, and then
And more. That's great.
More, or if you even put Velarde, you want to stick Velarde in there, that would actually work for Velarde.
Well, then so
Yeah,
now
that
are
would
we
help him.
so are you scratching Lazat now or
Well, then you just move more to the fourth line because Kelly is
okay.
gone. You're scratching bench.
Yeah.
So you got Moore, Lemieux, and Lazat down there. That's a
It should be
feisty
a-
little fourth line.
Yeah.
Might work out pretty good.
And then when Anderson comes back, I'd put Anderson as the fourth line center. Take Lazat out.
You didn't like Anderson up there in the top 6?
No, not in the top 6, no.
He played with Kopitar for a little bit.
Yeah.
Remember?
I'm not moving anybody out of the top 6 for him. Healthy.
Well, before he got injured, he was in the top 6.
Well, yeah.
And that started
Arvidsson
it started our win streak.
because Arvidsson was out.
I would like to see at some point Arvidsson play on Deneau's wing, because they've been trying to force the Kopitar Arvidsson thing. I understand they're trying to force that. It's kind of working, but it hasn't been that great. Let's see him on Deneau's wing.
I feel like he's getting a lot of opportunities. He's just not finishing.
I like your thinking, Rodney. How about Deneau Iafala, since they're doing so well right now? Why not put Arvidsson?
Yeah.
And see what the heck.
And then Athanasiou with Kopitar and Brown.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Let's do a little pregame on the Canadians. What can we do to beat the Canadians again, this time in their barn?
Show up.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, Kings fans. Don't forget to elbow that like button, subscribe, and hit check that notification bell. Until next time, go Kings, go!